life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for it. Straight to the top. Working hard every day just to live a better way.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here live from Rockstar Studios, live from Village Connection Radio here in Huntington. At the board is none other than the owner and producer, Mr. Jim Savali. Jim, how are you, buddy?
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Straight to the top from Aqua Cherry is our new theme song. And actually, Chad, the lead singer from Aqua Cherry, just had I believe his first child today, Jim. What do you think of that?
Wow, good luck with that, man. Good luck with that.
We want to wish him his best of luck, and you could buy Aqua Cherry's music either in Spotify, iTunes, or where music is sold. You could get hot hits as Yes Yes, or even the Monte The Pharaoh theme song, Straight to the Top.
Straight.
And that's where we're going. How was your weekend, Jim? What'd you get going on?
It was good, brother. I just, did this, did that.
Did this,
much
did
of
that?
Anything.
Really?
I didn't leave Huntington. You know me.
Well, I was going to SmackDown. I invited you to come to SmackDown.
I know.
And you kind of bailed on me at the last second.
Well, I'm not allowed to really go out much.
I hear you.
Things could happen. I could run into someone and get in trouble.
And get in trouble.
Yeah,
no, I hear you.
Especially at wrestling events.
I haven't been to the Garden for a wrestling event. It's got to be since 1998, I think.
Wow,
maybe
man.
That was the last Raw I was at. It's and again, I gotta, it's different, man. I'm older and I'm tired, man. And I mean, these shows are long. That thing went from 7:30. SmackDown ended at 10, and I think they did another hour, like 2:05 live in the main event. I left right after SmackDown. And, you catch a train, you get home. We live on the island, so, if anyone's watching from out of state,
right.
It's quite a long ride. And, you leave at 10 o'clock. You don't get home till like 12:30. Then, like most of us, we're all working stiffs, and we got to get up in the morning for work.
How much were those tickets?
How much were the tickets?
Yeah, for that show. What did the tickets go for?
Free.
I don't mean for you. I mean for the GP.
Oh, for the general public.
Right.
It's a good question. If you look online for ringside, they were around anywhere from $400 to $500.
Wow!
And when I mean ringside, it's not like ringside. It's like ringside seats, like 1 to 9.
Wow!
Yeah. But
did I hear it straight that you said that you ran into Evan Ginsberg there?
I did run into Evan Ginsberg.
$400 or $500 a ticket? Holy
no, he
man.
actually, I think he got a pair of seats for free. They actually weren't sold out for SmackDown. So, but Evan was out there. He was him and his boy Darren were sitting there actually handing out 350-day flyer cards. I don't even know if you call what do they call those? You're the marketing guru, right?
Movie cards, posters.
They're not. No, they're like usually people just hand out paper flyers. Now they're like more expensive hard cardboard or thin cardboard cards. Yeah,
they're not sparing any expense, huh?
Well, the movie's doing okay, I guess, right? So wrestling
might as well eat up the profits with literature.
But I got to tell you, I got off the train, and I was meeting a friend for dinner, and basically you walk out, and look, again, it's weird. I'll get to it later on in the show, but you get off the train, you go up the stairs to Madison Square Garden, and then I'm turning out to 33rd to go get something to eat, and the line of fans waiting to see the
like coming out as like a character and running through the.
I will tell you, as the show gets popular, right? My wife's not a huge fan of the show, but when we're at events and then people recognize me from the show, right. She's always like, "This can't be real."
She hates it.
She's like, "This doesn't make sense. This shouldn't be real." Did I ever tell you I went to a party one time and some people recognized me?
I remember that.
And they basically were talking how great the show was, and they couldn't stop talking how great the show is. And it's not that I get embarrassed over it, you know what I mean? I just don't consider myself a professional. I'm not a professional, right? So it's like it's humbling that someone thinks you're good at something. But again, on the other hand, it's It's funny when I was younger and Jimmy Reese introduced me to pro wrestling.
Right.
I never really ever admitted I would watch pro wrestling because I was embarrassed for the longest time. And then, all of a sudden it wasn't embarrassing to me anymore. But it's funny when people ask me, like, someone will go, "Oh, man, I caught your show, man. It's so great. You guys are so funny. You're funny, blah, blah, blah." And then someone else who may not have seen the show, they're like, "What's the show about?" And I'll be like, "Pro wrestling." So I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it wrong? Is it wrong to feel that way?
I don't think so.
It's not that I'm embarrassed. It's not. That's not the deal. It's just like, I don't know. I guess if I was 30-something years old, I would probably handle it a little better.
30-something.
Yeah, if I'm being as old as I am. Anyway, I want to go over some events before we get into the show. September 21st, which is just almost a week away, Jim, we've got none other than David Sammartino in studio. David is the son of the former living legend, Bruno Sammartino. In case you already didn't know, Bruno was one of the greatest wrestlers to ever walk the earth. His son David came into the WWF back then and actually participated in WrestleMania 1. So David is in a very rare interview where you don't really, if you guys cruise the internet, you don't see much from David. So as you always get with Monte The Pharaoh, you don't get those basic schlocky questions. So it should be a pretty interesting interview. I'm excited. I've always been a fan of the Sammartino family, and once I found out that David was available, I thought it was a no-brainer to bring him in.
Nice.
September 22nd, that's a Sunday, at 10 a.m. will be Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Hall of Famer. He'll be in house. Hacksaw, another very rare appearance in New York. Very excited. Hacksaw has had this illustrious career. There's so much to cover. Very excited to ask him about Andre the Giant. Listen, everybody's always had a career outside the WWE, but Hacksaw had a pretty large one in the Mid-South, but Hacksaw's probably his biggest accomplishment as far as the WWE went, and when he was really getting a push was against Andre the Giant, so I'm really interested to find out what that was all about. And then everybody will also ask about the incident with the Iron Sheik when they were driving together and the cops pulled them over, and that was really probably the first kayfabe break in wrestling, because the cops pulled both. They were feuding with each other at the time, and they got pulled over. And
that's a big no.
Unfortunately, they had drugs with them too. Ooh, so
big part.
And that kind of crushed Hacksaw's big push. And then right after that, at 11 a.m. is none other than Bill Alfonso, ECW, or former ECW manager and pro wrestler and referee. Bill Alfonso, very funny guy. I think we're going to have a good time with that. ECW, Jim, was probably one of the rogue organizations to break away from WCW and the WWE at the time. And, Bill Alfonso spent some time in the WWE. If people don't know, he actually managed El Gigante, the giant Gonzalez in the WWE. So, we'll get it, and from what I understand, they had a pretty close relationship. I'd like to find out a little more about that. I'd like to give a shout out to J.J. McGuire. I most recently bought his book, My Life in Heaventown, sold on Amazon. Started reading it. I expect to finish reading it this Sunday on the beach. J.J. McGuire is widely known for creating the WWE music. A lot of people know the name of Jim Johnson as being the main player, but J.J. McGuire had his paws into Demolition and Honky Tonk Man music along with Jimmy Hart, and he actually wrote the WCW Hulk Hogan theme song. So,
nice.
All right, and I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors. Off the Rail Coffee Roasters. Go on to www.offtherailcoffeeroasters.com. It's really good coffee. In fact, it's in this cup right here. This is a reusable Dunkin' Donuts cup, so don't be ashamed. Seat Links, where you can get your best tickets and availability. Reach out to Charles Kaufman. That guy can get you the best tickets. Charles used to have a show with us, Jim.
Nice.
And then Dumpster Rental of Long Island. After you're done cleaning up your house, or you got to kill some people and bury them and put some lime on them, throw them in a dumpster, call dumpster rental.
They ask no
Long
questions.
Island.
No questions.
And again, if you want to reach out to our sponsors, please go to www.monteandthepharaoh.com and you could go check them out. You can also see videos of the Monte The Pharaoh show and some of the merchandise. We have sales from T-shirts, hats, signed autographs from the wrestlers who have been through here. And once again, let's not forget that Mr. USA Tony Atlas, Hall of Fame wrestler, actually makes artwork, and he will make individual artwork for you. You could ask for a picture of you and your child, and he will draw it, and
Wow.
he will sign it. He actually presented one on the show, and it's pretty incredible. We got what do you call those? Like a lithograph of it on the wall right now?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah,
I'll
so
go with lithograph.
all right, so we got that hanging on the Village Connection wall here in Rockstar Studios. And let's not forget Long Island's #1 broadcasting station, www.villageconnectionradio.com. VillageConnectionRadio.com for all your entertainment needs. You've got wrestling shows, you've got lawyer shows, you've got real estate shows, you've got comedy shows. It's just a mixed bag, and the amount of talent that have come through this illustrious station's pretty incredible. Jerry Cooney, Dwight Gooden. I mean, the list is long. I can't even remember all the list. Everything that's gone
Angel
on.
Salazar.
Angel Salazar.
Sarah Martin. And
Really?
Dan Romano.
Really? You gonna call those people?
What, man?
Dan Romano was in the studio, right?
Dan Romano's an actor.
Is he really?
He's been in like fucking 14 movies, bro.
Well,
He plays a gangster.
that's right. I forgot. And Sarah Martin makes movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that make movies. A lot of people act.
You know what I'm going to do next weekend?
What are you doing next weekend?
I'm actually making a movie.
What's it called?
A full-fledged movie.
What's it going to be called?
Monte and the Pharaoh.
The movie.
The movie.
Monte the Pharaoh. I'll tell you what. That could be. That could be an
taking,
Oscar winner.
We're taking applications for people who want to play Monte.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. Hey, Jim. So recently, Jim's daughter has had her first
Oh my
day
God,
of school.
bro.
What was that like, man?
Well, I've done this before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it
24
different?
years ago.
Right.
It's actually the same, but it's just so much different because all the other parents are so much younger. I ran into some of my friends the other day, and they were actually grandparents.
Really?
Of someone that of their.
Dude, when you see these younger parents, do you feel old? I mean, you look good. You don't look like you're old. I
feel a little bit old, but I don't feel old.
You don't look old either.
I look better than some of them.
Sure. But I remember, I've only got one child, and I remember when she first went to school. Again, I'm known to cry, but I just remember sending her off on a bus. Boy, I was bawling like a little bitch that day, boy. I mean, is it different for you now?
I thought you only cry when you see your hero wrestlers. Like when they come in, you always cry. It's so nice to meet you.
Oh, no, I do that?
Oh, my God.
Oh,
What do they call it when you...
Marking out.
Mark out, right.
Wait a minute, hold on. In
the
the time I've been here, in the 2 years that I've been here, have you ever seen me mark out? Maybe once.
I think that one time when Hollywood came in.
Yeah.
You marked out.
I might have marked out a little bit.
You were
there.
marking something. I don't know.
Marking my spot. Anyway, your daughter started dance school.
Yes.
What was that like?
She
and by the
is
way,
a trip, bro.
She is cute as a button, man.
She is a trip.
By the way, what does cute as a
lucky.
button mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't know that many cute buttons, to tell you the truth, but I'll go with it.
So it's funny we're talking about this because, as I explained at the beginning of the show, I went to Madison Square Garden, caught SmackDown. It wasn't a must see for me, but they hadn't been around in a long time, and I had the opportunity to go, and I went. So Madison Square Garden to me is a really important place, right? It's a place where I've spent a lot of my youth, right? Let it be Knick games and.
How many Globetrotter games did you see there? Or was that at?
They were at the Garden.
Coliseum?
They were at the Coliseum. They're at the Garden. It's hard for me to glow. I can tell you this, Jim. I was at Madison Square Garden every month.
Nice.
For about 2 years. I was there on a regular basis.
So basically, your parents were like, they couldn't take you at like 5 years old, and they were like, "Here, listen, here's $15. Go in this crowd and watch the wrestling."
I don't want to. No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. It really wasn't like that. But well, let me get into it a little bit. So, as everybody knows, it's illustrious power, I guess. But over the years, due to the fact that the Knicks are just a terrible team,
Right.
and look, Barclays and Brooklyn have become the new Manhattan.
Right.
So, Barclays, it's kind of taken over. So, wrestling really goes more to the Barclays, and it's a pretty big home for WWE over at the Barclays Center, more than Madison Square Garden. And if anyone knows anything about sports, Madison Square Garden, when you rent out the facility, is much more expensive than, the Nassau Coliseum or the Barclays Center. So, Raw and SmackDown came to Madison Square Garden. It was the go-home episodes before Clash of Champions, which we'll cover at the end of the show. Raw was hosted by none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Austin stole the show from Jump Street. I watched it in the beginning. The show, the crowd was on fire. And they had a match. The match of the night was between, in my opinion, was Banks and Bailey against Flair and Lynch. Probably the four premier women wrestlers in wrestling today. Some people might argue, but when you get down to it, those are the biggest names in women's wrestling. So it opened up with Stone Cold, and then AJ Styles came in, and AJ Styles kind of was making fun of how old Stone Cold Steve Austin is, and it was a pretty good little back and forth between the two, and AJ did a really good job. As far as the tag team matches, Flair, who's probably simply the best women's performer in the history of wrestling, she had issues during the match. She was missing numerous spots. I think everybody saw it. And as I'm watching it, as I know I'm going to SmackDown, I'm thinking to myself, has the camera work gotten so good that you could see all these flaws in the matches that probably were there, 30, 40 years ago?
HDTV,
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but this for some reason was glaring. She just seemed to be a little bit off that night, that Monday night. But the match was incredible. I found it pretty exciting. So then I go to the Garden, like I told you. I'm in attendance for SmackDown, and the Garden's not sold out. From what I understand, the Garden was close to capacity for Raw. I'd say it would be fair to say that 70%. It was 70% capacity for SmackDown. So the best thing about The Undertaker, beyond his wrestling and everything else, is his entrance. And his entrance is exciting, and just to be there, it's worth the admission to watching it. It's like, I get to see the entrance, I'll go home. And his entrance usually takes about 45 minutes, so that's kind of the fun stuff they talk about too. He had a heartfelt speech to the fans, saying that New York was, his possibly his most favorite arena to work out of, and this might be his last time being at Madison Square Garden, wrestling in front of people. I kind of doubt it, but who knows? But I thought it was really nice, and it was a good way, a little send off for him, and the fans were really excited. After that, the card lost momentum. There were some high spots. Shane McMahon, Vince's son, he put himself in the King of the Ring tournament, which he ended up losing. And Shane haters out there were upset over it. But really, this guy is one of the best heels in the company. He's fun. It was a good little deal. I found myself personally enjoying Heavy Machinery beating up some local indie yahoos. I don't know what it's funny. I'm sitting there thinking about. I'm sitting in Madison Square Garden, and I'm thinking about. I'm looking at all the banners up there, and I'm thinking about when I was a child, and I was thinking about how I watched my heroes like the Masked Superstar, or the Magnificent Morocco, Don Morocco. Obviously Hulk Hogan, and again, I sat front row for the majority of these type of matches. And I started thinking about my favorite moment in Madison Square Garden when I I went there at like 17 years old in high school. I went to see something called The War to Settle the Score. So for some of the younger wrestling fans, they may not know what that is, but that's when wrestling, Rock and Wrestling Connection kind of joined together, and it was the battle between Hogan and Piper. For me personally, it's probably the greatest match I had ever seen in all the matches I've gone to. And I'm talking, I've gone to hundreds of live matches. WWE matches, by the way. So that being said, I was thinking about my dad, who out of the kindness out of his heart would bring me to these matches when I was younger, right, Jim? And I was like, and he hated wrestling, right? But he always got a kick out of like the funny characters, like the Bushwhackers, the Missing Link, or George the Animal Steel, the shticky guys, right? And then I started like thinking and putting it all together, and as I'm watching SmackDown, I'm thinking, why am I not enjoying it like I used to? I'm watching all these young fans, and they've got their little sayings like "yup" and "what," and they're just begging for like these high spots in the matches so they could chant "holy shit" or "this is awesome,"
Right.
And I swear, I'm with a friend, and he's definitely not a wrestling fan, and he's not impressed about what's going on right now. It was his first wrestling match he ever went to, and he wasn't, I guess he wasn't impressed, but the one thing he was impressed were all these young kids walking around with these replica belts. And, Evan, who used to have a show on the station, he used to make fun of these guys wearing their replica belts. These things cost like $450, dude.
Right.
And these people are wearing them to the wrestling matches, and I'm thinking to myself, like, it's enough to lug yourself around Madison Square Garden. It's like, why are you wearing your $450? Like, I would have it in a case. For $450, I would put it in a case. Why would you wear it, and why would you bring it to Madison Square Garden? I don't get it.
Extra poundage that you don't need,
Well, I could tell you, as I'm sitting watching all this, I'm like, maybe it's just my age at this point. Because here I am watching Heavy Machinery, and I'm having a blast because they're funny, they're gimmicky, and I'm sorry, am I becoming like my father, right? It's all about like what's fun, it makes you laugh, and maybe it's not. Now look, I'm pretty passionate, but about sports in general, and you could ask me about any old school wrestling stuff. I could name anything, any match, any title change. Anyone who knows me knows that. The newer stuff, I'm not a master. You know what I'm saying? But nor does, again, just because you watch all these different leagues and you can name the matches that are going on, I really feel like today's wrestling fan isn't really a wrestling fan. I think they're an event fan. They want to go to an event and they want to participate in, putting up the yes, or saying, holy shit. When I used to watch wrestling, I'd be screaming, yelling, freaking out. It's like you have this whole storyline going on there, Jim. So it was, I didn't know what to expect when I went there, but when I came out of it, I said, that's pretty much what I expected. Because about a year and a half ago, I went to Evolution, which was the WWE Women's Hall of, not Women's Hall, but the women's first pay-per-view. Right. And, I'm a big fan of women's wrestling, and I'm a big fan of the talent that they are. And I came out of there feeling, So, again, it wasn't a bad show. The wrestlers are really talented. But for me, I guess as I get older, I'm missing something. I don't know. What about you, Jim? As you get older, do you feel like you're missing things?
Yeah.
Do you lose your Let me put it this way. Do you lose your passion when you get older?
I think that your passion changes because you're more in tune with it. So it's more. It's not as much passion as it was when you were younger because you're actually seeing it differently.
The way I look at it this way is, like, who am I to make fun of some? First of all, I'm not making fun of anyone that walks into an arena with their $450 belts. I don't. The problem is, I'm not sure I get it. Right. That's, you know what I mean. Again, you got, these younger guys who hit the gym every so often, and they're wearing their tank tops and they got their belts on, and it's. And I'm thinking, well, maybe they're just really passionate about professional wrestling. And they know every little line that's supposed to be said at these matches. And maybe these are the way the matches are now. Maybe you have to have this interaction between each other. I don't know. I'm not. But my worry is as you get older. I remember my first Nick game at Madison Square Garden. I had butterflies. And I mean, I literally was on the top of the arena.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. But I was at the top of the arena, my back, I had butterflies. Since then, I've sat front row at Madison Square Garden for Nick games. I don't know how, I could count them on both hands, the times I've sat front row. Not second row, front row. And now it's like I guess it's like anything. You achieve something, and it's like, eh. Or is it maybe that I'm just a passionless person? Is that maybe it?
You could be passionless, bro.
Well, dude, what are you passionate about besides your family? That doesn't count. You can't use that line.
I am passionate about my country. I'm passionate about my business.
Yes.
I am passionate about Well, you said I can't talk about my family. So
well, because I mean, of course, you're obviously passionate
about running fast, running 100-yard dash.
You are passionate about
do it.
Well, but guess what? If you say they worked on your back and you were able to achieve that, you think after the first time, you think it would be so important anymore?
No.
There's where I'm watching. This is where I'm watching the youth of today at Madison Square Garden. I'm going, man. I miss the days when I used to scream like a maniac.
The games
and you were you were so into it. You were.
Oh yeah, bro.
So,
we used to get crazy.
Again, the fans out there that watch the show, the thousands and thousands of you, which I do appreciate. I'm not making fun of you. I'm wondering, where did it go?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, where did it go? And it's not that it's gone. It's different, I guess. Anyway, I digress. It brings us to my favorite segment of Monte and the Pharaoh, the Evans Rant of the Week. Evan Ginsberg, associate producer of The Wrestler, one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie, and the associate producer of 350 Days. Evan also used to have a show here on on Village Connection, the Evan Ginsberg Show. Evan is also on some weekends the chauffeur for Simply Splendid, Bobby C, and Bill.
What do you mean the chauffeur?
He's their chauffeur.
He doesn't have a car.
Listen, dude, hold kayfabe. I didn't think about that, Evan. We might have to change.
Hold kayfabe. I'm sorry. I blew it already. Damn,
I didn't think about that. How can you be a car? Splendid. I think that's the name of the team with Evan Ginsberg. So Evan Ginsberg's Rant of the Week. If you pop that up, Jim, I'd love to read it because obviously, as Mike Monte always is, he doesn't put the information
It's always much better
down.
when you read it right from the show.
I do love reading it right from the show. And I got to tell you something. I really, it was cleansing to talk about my experience at Madison Square Garden because, again, youth is wasted sometimes. Anyway. Evan Ginsberg Rant of the Week. Are you ready, Jim?
I am ready.
You are on the hot seat.
I am ready.
Here's something I haven't seen on social media. My top 10 list of current human beings who actually makes my skin crawl. I get adverse reaction when I see it.
Oh, shit. Am I on this list, bro?
No, you are not on that list.
I'm not on the list.
All right, you ready?
Let's go.
Ted Cruz. I'm going to tell, in case people don't know, this is a wrestling show.
It actually says creepy Ted Cruz.
It does say creepy Ted Cruz.
Is that like creepy Joe Biden?
It could be.
So they took the creepy from Joe Biden
and put on
Ted Cruz. What's so creepy about him? He grew a beard?
Well, hold on before you answer. If anyone doesn't know, Ted Cruz is the junior U.S. Senator for Texas, okay?
Yes.
He's not the U.S. Senator. He's the junior U.S. Senator.
Okay.
Your thoughts on Ted Cruz, Jim?
I didn't like him when he was running against Trump because I wanted Trump to win. But afterwards, I thought he was a stand-up guy. He backed Trump a few times on a couple ideas, and I I think he's a good guy. I don't find him to be creepy. He grew that cool beard. What's creepy about that?
Yeah.
I got a beard. You got a beard.
I think someone once told me you're not a man unless you have hair on your face.
I think that's a little bit true.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Not dramatic? Not an overstatement?
I happen to like Ted Cruz. He's done nothing to me. Why is he number 10 on the list, do you think?
I don't know. There's 9 others.
I'm thinking like maybe Chuck Schumer could be that in place of Ted Cruz.
First of all, honestly, if I had an adverse reaction to see someone's picture, it probably would be someone like, Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Or
someone did something
Chris
horrible.
Benoit.
Yeah.
Or, the son of Sam. But,
Yeah.
again, I guess this is pretty much political.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Rush Limbaugh.
He's still alive?
Rush Limbaugh, radio host.
He's still alive?
I thought he wasn't, but obviously he is. Go
Rush
ahead.
Limbaugh, radio host.
Yes.
Now, as someone in radio, and I know Evan is a firm believer in this, that you should be allowed to speak your mind on the radio. You should be able to say whatever, anything that you want.
Well, wait a minute. So to Evan's point, he's not saying that has a problem with what they're saying. It's again, I want to read what he says.
Okay.
He says, they actually make my skin crawl.
Okay.
So obviously when he sees them, it's not that he just...
Well, it's got to be from what he said because he's
Sure.
a radio guy. It's not
Well,
what
again, you have a
what
right
he's
not
heard.
to. You have a right not to believe what somebody. But what's your actual opinion on Rush Limbaugh?
I think he's all right. I think I don't really listen to him that much, but I know he's been around for a long time. I know he's,
I've never
Big
really been a
right-winger?
big fan. But again, my skin crawl. Not one of those guys.
no.
Sean Hannity, political talk show host for
I love
Fox,
Hannity, bro.
Fox News.
He speaks his mind. He's great.
Well, again, I like Sean Hannity too. But, again, key things here, political talk show host for Fox.
Okay.
Okay, so
Fox.
everybody who knows politics, Fox is hard right. They're a hard right newscast. Like CNN's a hard left. So let's not be stupid about that. All right.
Okay.
NRA head Wayne Lapierre.
Huh.
Now, I don't need to tell you people if anyone knows.
I gotta be honest with
Can
you.
you please tell the fans out there what NRA stands for? And by the way, everybody, I do know what it stands for.
National Rifle Association.
Thank you, Jim.
Now, I personally, if I saw Wayne Lapierre and he actually stood in front of me and said, "Hi, I'm Wayne Lapierre," I wouldn't know that he was the head of the NRA.
I agree.
So I can't see why he would make my skin crawl.
Well,
On site?
clearly, there's been some issues with. There's been issues with gun control in the country, and people feel strongly about gun control.
Yeah.
Again,
Well,
I don't like to share
this-
my opinions. I will tell you this: I am an NRA supporter. I don't know if anyone wants to get angry about that. I do believe in the Bill of Rights as they presently stand. I do think they need to be adjusted.
Of course.
Yes, just like anything else. Nothing is ever black and white, whether you divorce your wife or your husband, right? There's always gray in everything that goes on. So again, yes, if guns weren't so readily available, maybe some of these things wouldn't be happening. Maybe. I don't know. NRA, oh, sorry. Okay, ready for this? Now, this is a little strange here. Stephanie McMahon.
Now,
Stephanie McMahon.
You're going to have to help me on this one.
I have to help you on this. Stephanie McMahon is the daughter of WWE owner Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Okay.
So
Vince McMahon, and he hates it on site. He hates Vince McMahon's daughter.
Stephanie McMahon.
Stephanie McMahon.
Now,
Is she ugly?
all right, no, she's actually was a very beautiful woman, and she's not a bad looking woman now.
Republican?
I wouldn't kick her out of bed.
Is she Republican?
I would, if I had to guess, I would say she's a Republican.
Can I just go out on record and say that I'm noticing a pattern on this list?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm noticing a pattern of all of the people who make his skin crawl happen to be Republicans.
Fair enough.
No one on this earth, including Helter Skelter, make his skin crawl.
That's fair enough.
Only Republicans. who are alive, breathing, family people.
Well, hey, look, you know what? It's clear you're right. These are all Republicans.
Yes.
And they seem to all be very high-level corporate capitalists.
Capitalists. People trying to make money.
Uday and Kusei Trump. Those are the sons of Donald. Those are the sons of Donald Trump.
But they're not the sons of Donald Trump. I really think I don't even know what that means. Uday and Kusei are Saddam Hussein, aren't they? From
Yeah, from Obama.
So, what does that mean? I don't understand.
I'm assuming that the Trump kids. Look, I will tell you this: I do find it offensive that the pictures I see them hunting in Africa, killing animals. I've never been a big supporter of that.
Right.
I don't believe in it. Again, I talk with forked tongue because I eat meat, and so that's not such a, Again, I talk with forked tongue. So
wait a second, bro. Let me get this straight here. Kuday and Uday Hussein are the sons of Saddam Hussein.
right.
So how are they the Trump kids? I don't get it.
That's like their nickname.
Who gave him that? I haven't.
No,
heard
it's
that.
actually that. I don't think this is an Evan Ginsberg original. I've read it on the news.
Really,
Yes.
I must have missed that one. I don't.
But
Really
again,
see how they'd be. I
Again-
don't see how they'd be compared to a dictator's murdering, people.
no, I
'Cause
agree
they killed
with
a
you.
few animals.
I agree with you. Like I said, no one's perfect, and yeah,
I want to go out and kill myself a giraffe.
you do not.
I'm going out tomorrow.
Don't do that. You'd hurt my feelings. Don't do that. Really?
I can't even kill a bird, bro.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Now, I want to ask you about this. Ann Coulter, right? I think I got her
Isn't
name
she?
right. She is a novelist, hard right.
You know who makes my skin crawl?
Who?
Who's that idiot reporter with the short hair? She's a girl, and she cried when she read that story that time.
Oh shit!
What's
I don't
her
remember.
name? Idiot.
I don't remember.
Idiot girl, idiot reporter.
I don't. I'll come up with it though. Ann Coulter is, she's a hard right, and she's funny, and
She don't
she's
make my
annoying.
skin crawl, bro.
No.
Have you seen her?
Yeah, dude, I watch her all the time.
Bro, does this girl? Would she make your skin crawl?
No, not at all.
Listen, I'll tell you what. If this girl was a left winger, she still wouldn't make my skin crawl.
No,
I
but
get it.
again, to any left side, okay, because you and I are right. I'd say you're a little more hard right than I am, but we're both right. To anyone on the left, Anne is very hard right, so she doesn't bend any which way. So I could see someone from the left not liking her.
All right.
Making my skin crawl?
No, I
Not
don't
so
get that.
sure about that one. And the reason I'm bringing it up is skin crawl, right? Because it's like, okay, do you not like the person? Totally
Okay,
get
I
it.
get
Makes
it.
a lot of sense.
Skin crawl.
But top 10 skin crawl, I could probably name 10 people right off the top of my head right now that make my skin crawl. And one of them is Dan Romano.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a local guy for people
And he's
who
a
watch the show.
Republican.
I might be Democratic now.
Oh,
I might
geez.
turn. Glenn Beck, political host for Fox.
Wow, man, I can't even believe this list. This guy has a shallow life. He only hates reporters and people associated with the right. Mostly reporters.
Well, yeah. Listen, like I said, there's a lot of gray in reporting. Not anymore, right?
Jeffrey Epstein makes my skin crawl.
Yes.
And so does Bill Clinton.
Well, first of all, Jeffrey Epstein doesn't make your skin crawl anymore because he's dead.
Yeah, but the idea of him and a picture of him makes my skin crawl.
I agree, dude.
As does Bill Clinton and as does Hillary Clinton because she, allows this to happen. Anyway, that's just my point.
So let me ask you this. I was talking to someone who's hard right, and we were talking who we thought were great presidents. Ronald Reagan. Thoughts?
Love him. I think it was great.
George Bush Sr.
Not so much.
Jr. W.
I think that I happen to like him in some ways. more so than even his father, even though he's a dimwit at times. But
not your favorite presidents at all.
Not my favorite president by
So
far.
I voted for Bush.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a hard Republican. I voted for Bush. I will tell you that I voted the first term for W, and then I didn't vote for W the second round. And I voted for Obama the first round, and I did not vote for Obama on the second round.
Nice.
Because, again, what did you think of Obama?
I really didn't care for him. I was hoping that, because I had a feeling he was going to get elected before he did, just by the way the momentum was going. I was just hoping that I could avoid watching TV for 4 years. And I really did. I hardly ever saw him. I didn't even know he was the president.
Okay. That was a great statement, because I'll tell you why. When anybody, the guy I was talking to asked me what I thought of Obama, I said Barack Obama was respectful, human being, well-spoken, great speaker, in fact, could be a great professional wrestler, could speak you into the seats, probably a great human being in general. Here's the issue. His 8 years were uneventful.
Right.
Nothing happened. A lot of people claim things happened, but it was 8 years of nothingness. Yep. And I judge nothingness.
Except opening bathrooms to any gender.
Well,
Exposing
whatever.
my daughter to crazy people.
You know, I was talking about that too. I was talking about like what you believe as if you're religious, and then what you would believe if you were president of the United States, right? So my point would be that, you know, maybe personal eventful president. Donald Trump, on the other hand, President Trump, in my opinion, has done a fine job for this country. He's moved the economy. He's made us feel good about America. Some of us, others on the other hand, you don't like him so much. And I get it. And I get it. I get it. But, you know, sometimes I feel like people don't look through the forest, you know, beyond the trees, right? They don't see what's really happening.
Right.
And that's the problem. And
I mean, at this point, the only thing that they really have on him that is actually stuck to the wall when they threw it against the wall is that he said that he could grab girls by the pussy.
He's done.
That was it. That was all he had.
He said a lot of stupid shit, which he shouldn't have. Look, that was part of his ploy in the beginning to become president. He would say shit that people wouldn't say, and it worked. Yeah. But in my opinion, he just should have stopped for a while. But who am I? I'm not the president of the United States.
I think he says silly stuff just to show how politicians can get away with saying anything.
This is true.
I think he just plays it like, yeah, I'm the best. I'm the best president in the world. Everyone loves me. I have a 100% approval rating.
This is true.
Oh, really?
All right. How about Mitch McConnell at number 2, Senator of Kentucky?
Once again, bro, I mean, like, the guy has a job to do. He's doing it. He really doesn't have any power. He's an old man. He's got probably his last term or two. You know, they got lifelong terms. He doesn't seem like someone I would make my skin crawl.
All right. How about number 1? Number 1, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, owner and CEO of the WWE.
Yeah. Once again,
I'm gonna make a statement about Vince McMahon.
Make it.
Vince McMahon probably is one of the greatest businessmen this country has ever seen.
Yep.
In my opinion, he's one of the greatest human beings that I've had the pleasure to meet.
Yep. And
not only that, he takes care of people. You know, he gets his bad. Look, to hate Vincent Kennedy McMahon makes no sense. This guy has made a difference for professional wrestling fans. Without him, you wouldn't even have what you have going on now. Yep. And he made professional wrestling mainstream, and he became a billionaire over it. Yeah. And on top of that, he's giving you options. If you're sick of the NFL and you're sick of the garbage that goes on in the NFL, he's giving you an option. I mean, we've got Antonio Brown, who forced his way out of the Raiders, signs with the Patriots, and now is being held up on rape charges.
I love it.
Okay? We got millionaires. You know, those are people that should make your skin crawl. Yeah. Millionaires who rape people because they think, you know who makes my skin crawl? Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, yeah.
When someone takes their power and abuses it. Now, when I talk about abuse of power, here's the deal. You work for me, we agree on something, I pay you. I now fire you, I owe you nothing, right?
Yeah.
But, hey, you want to work for me or you want to be rich, you've got to do things with me. That, my friend, is disgusting. That makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to thank...
I'm sorry. What is the reason for him being on the list? In your opinion?
In my opinion, yeah. I think...
Well, could he have done it so bad that it makes his skin crawl?
I think that, and this is only my opinion, I think that Evan is an old-time fan like I am.
Okay.
He has a love, and if anyone knows Evan, he's been an agent for some of these older wrestlers, and he's traveled across the country, and he's met them personally. And I should bet his personal friends who helped him become a billionaire make nothing. So I understand his personal feelings. This is why he's my belief is on the list. Right. That's why he doesn't like him. I personally feel like, look. Larry Zbyszko was in studio here, Jim. Yep, Larry Zbyszko is a living legend. He's like, if you're smart enough to make money, you'll make money. He says it straight up. Yep. He goes, if you are dumb enough not to force to get more money for what you do, then you got to live with it. These are the wrestlers saying it. Now, again, I understand. Evans traveled with some of these people and they become ill and they can't afford health care and that fucking sucks, dude. That's like one of my biggest fears of all time. Could you imagine being somewhere and not being able to get help?
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks. But again, here's the deal. I've worked for 5 companies. I would not at any point think one of these owners of these companies would come back and say, hey, let me take care of your health problems.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it.
It doesn't happen anywhere in the world, except for I think in Congress, they probably get lifetime insurance.
Listen, you should have gotten a job as a custodian because you'd have a pension and you'd have lifetime benefits.
Yep.
Or maybe you should have joined the military and protected this country. And guess what? If worst came to worst, guess where I can go?
The VA.
That's right. So
again, maybe there's a thing called taking part of your earnings and saving them for a rainy day.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're making, I know they didn't make billions, but if you're making a couple of $100,000 a year, you can save. Look,
I've said it before. Kamala, the Ugandan giant who wrestled Hogan for like 6 months in the main event, while Hulk Hogan was getting $20,000 a night, Kamala was getting $600 a night. $600 a night times seven nights a week times 4 months. Do the math. It's 6 figures.
That's not bad.
You should have saved some money. And it's not like you're doing the work of these wrestlers now. The women and the men now, this is what I do respect. These guys do shit that I
can't believe the stuff that they do.
Yeah, you could end up killing yourself.
I can't even believe the things that they do.
If anyone watch old-time wrestling, there's not a lot of high-flying stuff.
Like, boom.
Yeah, right, thank you. You hit it right at that's it. And after 5 minutes, I'm done. So think about it, $700 for 5 minutes?
Yeah, I'm done.
You have to travel. I get it. You got to travel and you got to pay for your gas. Guess what? My company doesn't pay for my gas to go to work. They don't pay for my car, right?
If you quit tomorrow, they got your health insurance for life?
Nope. So, but to Evan's point, we're close. If something was to happen to you and you didn't have benefit, I would be upset, right? I get it. But all I'm saying is Vincent Kennedy McMahon has done more for this world of good than he's done bad. That's my point. And it's not even close. Yes. So, but anyway, I always enjoy Evan, with his rants, and whether we agree or disagree are 2 different things. I think we're coming out of this saying, hey, we certainly understand that Evan is far left. Oof. And he isn't a big fan of corporate America. No. And you know what? That's a great thing about the U.S. You can have the right to not like it or like it. All right. We're running out of time, so I want to get into Clash of Champions. Jim, I want you to weigh in, okay? Amen. Clash of Champions is going to be at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's this Sunday, September 15th at 8 p.m. The kickoff show starts at 7 p.m. You can watch it on the WWE Network, which is only $9.99. Now, think about that. $9.99 a month. Bad. You're a wrestling fan. Think about what Vince McMahon did for you there. You could watch every one of their pay-per-views. You could watch old matches, documentaries, all types of stuff for $9.99.
He's making money off of this?
Is he making money off it?
Yeah. How dare him? I mean,
but for $9.99, I think that's a good deal.
It's a great deal.
Hell yeah! And you could talk about a great businessman, innovative, right? He had a dream of making a wrestling network, and he made a wrestling network. You would have told me in the 80s there would be a wrestling network. I'd have been like, you're higher than a kite. All right. The opening match will be the women's tag team champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, against Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville for the WWE women's tag team titles. Jim, who are you taking?
Can I take all four?
Whew, that's a good one. No.
Well, I can't really pick, bro.
All right, so I'll
go with.
did you like that picture I sent out?
I'm gonna have to go with Mandy Rose, bro.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Alexa Bliss, but I got to tell you, the Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville team, I love that
Alexa's
team.
Alexa's not listening, bro.
Dude, bro, I think I'm going to the other side.
Did you see? You're coming to now you're gonna take. I see how you operate.
Did you? I sent you that picture though, right?
Oh, I got it.
That's a great picture.
I got it on my phone.
All right, so we'll both go with Rose and Deville winning the women's tag team titles.
Yeah.
All right. AJ Styles, U.S. champion versus Cedric Alexander. Who are you going with that, bro?
I'm gonna have to go with AJ Styles.
Let me tell you something. You're getting good at wrestling, dude. I totally agree. AJ Styles all the way. All right, Drew Gulak, champion versus Umberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I'm going to have to say Drew Gulak, man.
I'm all in. Totally right. Drew Gulak. Nice job, pal. Hey, nice job.
Fucking A.
All right, so when I was at SmackDown, I wasn't watching. I couldn't watch what was going on TV, but Shinsuke Nakamura, the Intercontinental Champion, was at the announcer's booth, and he was speaking. I don't know. The guy doesn't speak English, so I don't know what they were doing. I really would like to watch on a recap. But anyway, he's wrestling The Miz.
Yeah, baby.
Who are you going with?
I'm going to have to, for no other reason, but I'm just going to have to go with The Miz.
That's not a bad call.
I could be wrong on it, but I just have to stick with The Miz.
There's a lot of people going with The Miz. I'm going to tell you, Jim. I'm going to go with Nakamura.
All right.
I don't think there'll be a title change. But again, a lot of people think Nakamura's holding that title just as a placeholder, so I'm not so sure.
All right.
We'll keep record. The New Day, the champion, SmackDown Tag Team Champions versus the Revival. Who you going with?
I'm going New Day, brother.
I'm going New Day all the way, too. And why we go with the New Day? Well, last week we covered the New Days are like somewhere with number 5 on merchandise, and the Revival.
Yep.
Listen, this just proves old school just doesn't work anymore. Revival's as old as you can get, and it just doesn't work, right? They're good as Shane McMahon's henchmen, though. I don't mind that. I like them throwing down beatings on people. Seth Rollins, the Universal Champion, and Braun Strowman against Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode for the Raw Tag Team titles.
I'm going to have to go with Ziggler and Roode, bro.
Bro, you are on it. So, we all know that Seth is wrestling Braun, and, we've got Ziggler and Roode that won that tag team skirmish. Everybody's expecting somewhere along the line where something happens that Strowman and Rollins won't get along. I agree with you. Something's going to happen. It has to happen. That's good old school mentality. I'm okay with it. So, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. At SmackDown, they did a little thing. They tried to recreate Madison Square Garden 10 years before, and they tried to have this fight outside, and you had actually Randy Orton cursing,
nice,
right, saying bullshit, and then calling Kofi for being a fake Jamaican, which I thought was pretty cool. That being said, they also had a couple of snafus during their little skirmish outside. They had a rigged table or a gig table that broke in half before they even got on it. It was kind of funny, but it didn't kill momentum. Anyway, Kofi's still rolling. Up there in the top 20 merchandise sellers for them against the Rattlesnake, Randy Orton, who Evan Ginsberg says the king of the 2.5-star matches. Who are you going with?
I'm going to have to go with Randy Orton.
Wow, looking for a title change, huh?
Yeah, I think it's time.
I'm going to disagree with you on this only because SmackDown to Fox is much closer than everybody thinks. And if everybody doesn't realize, Lesnar is on his way to SmackDown. You know that opening show, Lesnar's challenging Kingston, and that will be in the Kofi's reign.
Okay.
It only makes sense. And but you know what? I can't say it couldn't be Randy Orton. I'd say
if I miss one more, bro, I'm gonna kill myself.
Don't kill yourself. Again, I used to tell Reese this all the time. It's fake wrestling. Okay, don't get too crazy about it, right? You don't really. It's not like you're betting football here. It's like fake wrestling. But I would tell you this. Of all the championships that could change hands, even though we said the tag titles are going to change hands, I would say that's the one championship that has a chance. So I'm not going to totally disagree with you. I just got to think Lesnar is in their future right now. All right, this is a big one, bro.
All right.
Bayley, the Raw champion, against Charlotte Flair, the greatest women's wrestler of all time. And I said a couple of shows ago, which people went Harry Canary on, I think even better than her father, Ric Flair. So if you said a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, I would put Austin, Hogan, The Rock, and if Flair was on that list, I'd put Charlotte Flair up on that mountain before I would put Rick. And I mean that. That's not bullshit. I'm not trying to get a rise out of anybody. So
I got a rise out of.
Go ahead. Who are you picking on this one?
I'm gonna have to go with Bayley on that one.
Well, that's a good call. Why are you going with Bayley?
I think that Banks is gonna help Bayley win.
Damn, dude. Wow, I didn't think about that. That's fucking good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so, bro.
You know what, dude? I'm going to change my pick. I was going to go with Flair, but I like that. Banks is going to come out and interrupt the match. Okay, good call. All right, I'm changing that. I'm going with you. I was going to go with Flair, but I'm going I'm going with the outside interference of Banks helping Bayley for the win. All right. That makes a lot of sense now that you're saying it. Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan for a no DQ match. Now, it's SmackDown at the Garden. Rowan hit Roman Reigns with a camera. So, like one of those moving cameras.
He's going to have him pissed off.
It was a little crazy.
I think Roman Reigns is going to come back and kick his ass, bro.
Totally on with that. I think Reigns is going to win that match. I think that's a no-brainer. And then we have the man, Becky Lynch, who has caused a lot of issues now with that title, as Ric Flair is now suing or trying to trademark the name of the man, is asking the WWE to give him money for it.
Oh man, I think how could this play out, bro? Maybe Charlotte will interfere.
Oh, so you got shit. All right, so you got Banks interfering, helping Bayley win, and that this match is afterwards. So then Charlotte will come out and make sure that Lynch wins. Yeah. So now you keep. Wow, dude, you are getting good at this wrestling stuff.
I decided to watch this stuff now.
All right, so dude, this is really good. So you're gonna keep. Lynch is going to stay strong. Yep. Bayley's going to stay strong. They're both going to remain champions. The man's not going to lose the belt. Charlotte's still on the chase.
Yep.
Dude, I'm loving it. I totally agree with you. So I'm going to change that because I was picking Banks to win.
Really?
But now that you brought that up, I think that is the right call. That's a good call, man. Woo!
Thinking out of the box, baby.
Dude, that's awesome. Okay, and the main event, the Raw Universal Champion, Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. This one's a tough one, bro.
I'm gonna go with Strowman, bro.
You're looking for the title change.
Yeah.
So you got two title changes. You got Cody dropping the belt,
yep.
and you have to have a title change. We already called you know what? I'm going with Rollins. I just think Rollins is their top guy right now, and it's not Strowman's time. I think this may be the time where Strowman becomes a heel. Well, maybe Rollins becomes a heel. This one's tricky, dude.
Good one.
This one's tricky. I'm going to go Rollins. You go with Strowman.
All right,
before we close out, we've got some news. Corey Graves on Twitter is now announcing his retirement.
Ooh.
So Corey Graves,
people don't do things in person; they do it on Twitter now.
Well, again,
Trump wanted someone to resign. He said, "I want you to resign." The guy resigns on Twitter.
Dude, what was like you work at a job and your boss puts on Twitter?
Hey, did you read Twitter this morning? No,
I didn't. Oh, you're fired. That's funny. You're fired.
That's freaking great, man.
So Corey Graves, right? Just to clear up all the rumors I see swirling around about the commentary changes WWE, I'm retiring. Right. So. The rumors are Michael Cole is moving SmackDown and they're looking to do a transition over. And now Corey responds by saying he's retiring. Again, who knows with professional wrestling, what's real, what's fake, whatever else. But we'll report the news. Anyway, I want to remind fans out there, we are a little more than over 1 week away from a very exciting weekend. David Sammartino on Saturday, Hacksaw Jim Duggan on Sunday, and Bill Alfonso on Sunday. Jim will be manning the post. This will be a good deal. We'll have the glasses and the hat on, and we'll be rolling. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. Clash of Champions looks like it could be a great card, so I hope everybody enjoys. And you heard, I got to tell you, Jim, really impressed at your picks. You changed my mind on a bunch of stuff. I think Savali might go 100%. Anyway, this has been Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, seen only here on Thursdays, 8:05 to 9 p.m., live from Rockstar Studios. We'll catch you next week.
Life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for it. Straight